No. Then
he's a self-described Democratic socialist from Vermont who got his political start as the mayor of Burlington. A long shot then, a bigger long shot now. He's an unlikely presidential candidate taking on the biggest frontrunner the Democratic Party has ever seen.
One poll shows him down 60 points.
I don't know that Bernie Sanders can beat Hillary Clinton.
You know, you almost have to feel sorry for Bernie.
He may not have any chance.
That's all going to disappear by the time we get to Iowa.
This Bernie mania thing could burn out.
She is ahead, George, by a long shot.
They don't see Bernie Sanders as a real threat.
Bernie, stop spitting.
He's not going to be the nominee.
Major structural problems with Bernie Sanders.
Clinton crushes him in national polls by more than 40 points.
Hillary probably will inevitably be the nominee.
Even Democrats admit he may not be their best shot at the White House.
He is not going to be the nominee.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders may be gaining a little bit of momentum as he seeks to challenge Hillary Clinton. His views may be gaining traction.
Look at Bernie Sanders' rise, tripling his support.
The hottest thing in American politics right now is a socialist.
That is a rocket ship.
I don't think we've seen more enthusiasm for any candidate.
Sanders, 35. That's a hello. Bernie Sanders is the candidate of the summer.
Senator Bernie Sanders drew a monster crowd.
3,000 in Minneapolis, 5,000 in Burlington.
We know what Bernie Sanders wants, and a lot of the Democratic Party, let's be honest, they want it too.
This morning, Clinton is feeling the burn.
Throwing a scare into Hillary Clinton's camp.
Bernie momentum drawing larger crowds than every candidate running.
In a packed stadium, possibly as many as 10,000 people. It is real.
We're worried about him, sure. He'll be a serious force for the campaign.
It was another full house for Senator Bernie Sanders.
He could win Iowa. He could win New Hampshire.
He's chipping away at Hillary Clinton's lead.
Pollsters say it's a statistical tie.
we've got 28,000 people in Portland.
Sanders is a summer sensation. He's filling arenas.
Roughly 70,000 people lined up to see him over the past few days.
Here in Iowa, Bernie Sanders was greeted like a rock star.
Whoa, looks like the crowd is really swelled.
These people are very excited. It's kind of like Woodstock down here. Clinton dropping below 50%.
Clinton's lead now down to single digits.
Hillary Clinton has lost a third of her supporters.
Sanders has nearly doubled his support since May.
He has an electable agenda.
Bernie Sanders beating Clinton in New Hampshire.
Sanders gaining 15 points.
Once thought to be the longest of long shots with a commanding lead.
Bernie Sanders could get elected president.
Hillary Clinton is feeling the burn. Checkbaited by Democratic Socialist Senator Bernie Sanders on fundraising.
It was a record-breaking weekend for Bernie Sanders. More than 20,000 people turned out to see Sanders speak.
Who's going to win the Iowa caucus?
Bernie.
Who do you think the Democratic nominee will be?
Sanders.
What Bernie Sanders is running against is literally the power structure.
Bernie Sanders getting his first endorsement from a member of Congress, Raul Grijalva.
We just raised $26 million.
He has gotten 1 million individual donations, and he reached that much earlier than Barack Obama did. Congressman Keith Ellison says he will support Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders.
No one could predict the huge crowds and the surge of popularity for Bernie Sanders, a man who's been around the block fighting for poor and working class Americans.
Who won the debate?
Bernie Sanders!
Foreign policy, 59%.
Bernie Sanders won this debate.
Economic issues, Sanders at a whopping 72%. Bernie Sanders won the debate tonight, 75%. Huge margin.
He's got the support, the kind of enthusiasm that often counts on caucus night.
Sanders is poised to reach another major benchmark. Yesterday, his campaign announced that it has now collected more than 2 million contributions. And Sanders has picked up his biggest labor endorsement to date from the 700,000 member Communications Workers of America. And perhaps Sanders' biggest one of the day came when the million-member progressive group Democracy for America announced that it, too, was throwing its support behind the Democratic challenger.
In our most recent poll, 62% of Democrats now say they could see themselves supporting him.
A mock election that hasn't been wrong in 40 years declares yes, Bernie Sanders will be our next president.
He got more contributions, individual donors, than anybody in American history.
Bernie Sanders is nipping at Hillary Clinton's heels. He's leading the former Secretary of State by 14 points in New Hampshire.
Sanders has the heart of the grassroots.
Sanders does better against the Republicans than Clinton.
Clinton leads Donald Trump by 8 points, but Sanders leads him by 13.
Sanders does much better against the Republican frontrunner.
He's actually polling better against the Republicans, far better
than Hillary is.
In New Hampshire, Clinton is ahead of Trump by 1 point, but Sanders tops him by 19.
Ted Cruz leads Clinton in both states, while Sanders still beats the Texas senator.
Young people and very old people seem to love Bernie Sanders.
Breaking news right now, we've got a race, folks. Bernie Sanders with his biggest lead yet.
Hillary Clinton dancing on Ellen, seemingly without a care in the world. The new Fox News national poll shows her trailing Donald Trump, Ted Cruz, and Marco Rubio.
Bernie Sanders is igniting a flame of voter support.
There's no doubt that Bernie Sanders has built something real.
The Democratic base is with Bernie Sanders on single payer or Medicare for all.
He's passed through just now in Iowa.
I am pledged, if elected President of the United States, to bring about a political revolution where millions of people begin to stand up and finally say, enough is enough. This great country and our government belong to all of us, not just a handful of billionaires. Thank you very much.